the DSM Need for Speed Underground theme in black. Super high quality shirt. We got the logo in the front and the back. We offer them in black and in gray, as you guys can see with this one. And we also do offer them in a high quality, very high quality hoodie. This actually keeps you warm during the winter. Cop yourself one of these. Video in the description. 2 different designs. Shout out to Caleb for designing them, and let's get back to the video. Super excited. The Evo build is finally ready to start. So I do want to apologize just because I have honestly taken way too long to even make any sort of progress on this car within the last half a year or so. I haven't really been able to touch this car for a very long time. I honestly, I haven't forgotten how it feels as far as how it drives, but I haven't been in an Evo in such a long time, and honestly I do miss it, and I'm very excited to be able to be fortunate enough at the end of the day to be able to build this car. And this first video here is not going to be very exciting. Honestly, I don't have the parts in hand just yet. Most of them have been ordered. It did take me a while to be able to save up for them, but I did want to go ahead and just start. Honestly, once you take some time away from cars, I do feel like you kind of lose the motivation. And I'll be honest with you guys, I did lose a lot of motivation for this car just because it's in pieces, and I don't know where half the parts are. And well, this video is specifically made for the setup process, so at least so we have a general understanding of where we're at, what we need to do, and just kind of get us moving, right? So I can't build this car in one video, but I can start and kind of give you guys an idea on what's to come. And if you guys can give me any input or advice as well, I greatly appreciate that. And just in case you guys have never seen this car or are new to the channel, we went ahead and got the engine bay resprayed over at Horns Collision. Obviously it's a little bit dirty. It's been sitting for like the past month and a half because I haven't touched it, but I did this because the Evo transmission broke. I was having clutch issues and I was having first gear issues, which, you know, led me to go all out and pretty much remove the engine, even though I didn't have to, and do everything again.
What's today's sponsor? Harbor Freight?
Harbor Freight. And Family Dollar. All right, we're gonna go into Harbor Freight, get this engine hoist, and we'll be right back. Bad news, this location didn't have the engine hoist for us, so we're gonna go to San Bernardino and pick one up. Bernardino, take 2.
Today's sponsor?
Harbor Freight Tools. Well, not really, we still gotta pay, but. All right, we got the Pittsburgh 1-ton hoist. This thing's sick, dude. It's small, but it's functional. And it's stick shift. Look at that. That thing's badass. Perfect. So the engine hoist was $300 for the 1-ton, in case you guys want to get it. Harbor Freight is usually like the cheaper option when it comes to tools and stuff. But my whole DSM was built off Harbor Freight tools.
One time when I went to a meet, and it was me and my friends, right?
Yeah.
We were all obviously V8s.
Yeah.
And then there was a guy that pulled up in a Camaro, but it was a V6.
Yeah.
And I guess he's always had bad luck that people talking shit on him.
Oh, he was already expecting it, or what?
Yeah, he was already expecting like us to talk shit, and then he was like kicking it with us and like talking to me and like a couple of my friends, and he's like, damn, he's like, not gonna lie, he's like, you guys are like the coolest V8 guys that I've met. All of them, they're always fucking assholes talking shit. They think they could beat everyone, you know, that they're fast or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I like JDM too, so
Yeah.
it's not.
That's just how it is. You know, like the Eclipse, like the turbo guys are always like that with the non-turbo guys. And
Like I work on diesel, but
yeah.
But like when I get home, I'm like, fuck.
You don't want to work on cars. That's what I hear too. It's like you're too tired to work on your own cars.
I'd rather just take it to a mechanic. How come you pulled out the motor though from the Evo? Did it blow or something happened to it? Or?
The transmission did, but I was like, I want to take everything out, paint the bay, just to make everything look cleaner, no? Like just like take the engine out, refurbish it outside the engine bay, and then put everything back inside like all nice and pretty. I could have just pulled the transmission, but I like to make my life difficult, so. I haven't touched this engine in like 6 months.
Oh, it has a chain already too.
Does it?
I see one right here.
Oh wow, it does.
Oh, it already has a place to hold it. Damn, the turbo's small.
It's a 16G. You think so? It's enough to make 450 on Evos. Watch your feet.
Hold on.
Right there. There you go. Okay. So there's 2 bell housing bolt locations up top that we see. Those thread in. So on this, where do these go exactly? Unless these go like this. And then we use a nut.
To tighten it in the back.
Yeah, huh? And then we tighten it. And then that would be it.
Right there's fine or more?
Yeah, stop right there. Oh shit. Watch out.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Perfect. Alright guys, here we have the 4G63 back with the Evo. It is getting dark, so I'm gonna go ahead and continue the video off tomorrow. What a nice sunset, by the way. Looks really pretty. I really wanted to take today to organize all the tools and parts and stuff I have around the house, because I haven't really touched these tools like this extensively for a build since like my DSM days. I feel like when I was building the Eclipse, I had more energy, more time. My friends were more available, so that's one thing that I'm realizing, that I'm actually very fortunate, because I do still have friends like Miguel, the other Miguel that came over yesterday, that, you know, came out just to help, like literally. Like we went to go eat food after, and I wanted to shoot him some money for like gas, and he's like, oh no dude, like don't worry about it, it's not even like that, like I just want to come out and help you. So I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is a very chill YouTube vlog, and I wanted to do this one specifically because I wanted to ask you guys if you guys actually like this type of content where I'm just kind of talking into the mic and kind of speaking my mind while we do things, right? Because I could always show you how I do everything, but like the human involvement where like I'm talking about something that happened, or you know, something that makes us a little more relatable, I kind of want to, you know, show you guys like that side of me that's kind of more human, not just the Miguel DSM that posts Mitsubishis. We didn't really make a lot of progress per se, but I think it was the hardest part to get through, because once you stop doing something for so long and then you come back into it, it's not the same motivation or just drive. I don't know, at least for me, I like going back into the Evo build, I feel a little bit intimidating, because one, I haven't touched the car this extensively in a long time, since like the DSM swap. So I don't feel as confident or as comfortable, you know, working on cars, or I don't know what it is. I guess I kind of took a break, and just going back to all the parts and where everything was left off, I'm kind of trying to remember where everything's at. and kind of organize myself, right? So this is kind of like the first foundation video where, you know, huge shout out to Miguel, first of all, for coming, because I wouldn't have been able to, you know, go get the engine hoist and then get the engine on the engine stand without his help, and then move everything around. So, you know, this setup is kind of what, you know, what the foundation is for the Evo build, and at least from here on out, I'm able to kind of, you know, take that next step, because when you do something super extensive like this, you have to realize that sometimes the only way you're gonna reach that goal is going block by block, brick by brick, step by step. Because if you think of it on like a bigger scale, you're gonna realize that it's just too overwhelming. So I'm trying to think of like the first step that I should do. I already went ahead and ordered all the parts for the Evo. I'm currently waiting for them, so we can't just jump in, you know, drop everything in. It's not gonna be one of those channels where I just do everything all at once and just try to rush the content. I'm still a normal dude that has to do things with his life, and I'm trying my best to document when I can work on the Evo, or when I can at something. You know, back then I couldn't really afford to buy, you know, the forward-facing manifold, the turbo, you know, fix the transmission. I knew I was gonna do it, but I could see why people lose a lot of motivation, especially when they take a lot of time off and they just end up selling the car halfway through, right? Like halfway done. And I think what keeps me going is the fact that, you know, I promised myself that I was gonna do it, and I tend to, you know, try to reach the goals or objectives that I set myself, just because that's just how I am as a person. But I think the YouTube channel also helps me kind of stay consistent, because, you know, there's people, even though it might not be a lot of you guys, which by the way, I appreciate those of you that do watch the channel on a consistent basis, but it kind of keeps you in check as far as like having to film or get through the build, because there's people out there that, you know, maybe got a little inspiration off of you, or maybe I don't know, like you helped them out in some way or form, you gave them value, even if it's through entertainment. And people do appreciate that, dude. Like, people appreciate the human-like connection that they're able to get through when they watch YouTube videos, which is why I understand why people tend to, you know, have their favorite YouTubers over time, because they watch them so often that they end up just kind of learning them as a person, their personality, how they are, how they build cars, their style, you know, their cons as well. The car's gonna come out really good. So I do believe in the outcome. I've done it once before with the DSM, and I know I could do it with the Evo. So I'm just grateful to be able to build my dream Evo build. And I say this because, you know, I couldn't always quite afford to just dump money into an Evo. And, you know, I'm very fortunate now to be able to, you know, I can't go all out like a lot of these people with the SEMA builds, but I'm just a kid that loves Mitsubishis, and I want to do my dream Evo build. So once the engine compartment's done, then I'm gonna do a little bit of aesthetics, and I really want to make this Evo just, you know, not look different, but I definitely want it to, you know, represent something more than just, you know, a regular Evo build. I want this to mean something. I want this to stand for something. And quick little plug for you guys, I did just do the Race Legacy drop. So you guys can see it's like a Need for Speed Underground theme of my DSM and Caleb's, which is actually the designer that did this design. So shout out to Caleb if you guys are interested. Get yourself a nice hoodie for this winter season, and I'll post everything in the video description for you guys to check out. I went ahead and organized the toolbox a lot better, so everything's just easy to get to. I feel like your organization plays a huge role on how well you can and how fast you can actually finish this car, right? So here we have the engine bay. I don't think I've shown you guys, you know, up close and personal. I did try to block off all the water entries. The only thing I noticed is that the turbo ended up being exposed, and you guys let me know if, you know, dirt goes in there, does it damage it completely, or do you guys think it's still savable? But anyways, once the parts come in, and we're gonna start, you know, cleaning this thing up, getting rid of the stock manifold, getting rid of the stock turbo, putting on the forward facing manifold, doing the timing belt, powder coating the valve cover. I'm thinking of doing it white to match the wheels, and then hopefully eventually get the 4-point roll cage in white as well, so it all kind of just flows. Besides that, like I said, timing belt kit. I did get the HKS cam gear. I got the clear timing cover. I'm not going to show the brand, but we do have the twin disc clutch that I got inspected and checked. I have the fuel pressure regulator. I got the ARP head studs right here, and then I have a bunch of other parts right there. Get a package from STM. I wanted to at least show you guys Here's one. These are the STM aftermarket reservoir, so you get rid of the old OEM and crusty plastic ones. So you got the power steering reservoir, you got the coolant reservoir, and I think you got the ACD reservoir. So it's the full package. This is the polished look, and it comes with like a black cap, and it just makes the engine bay look cleaner. I don't know if I should powder coat these wrinkle black or not. Ah, shit, I just hit the Evo. Damn it. All right, so here is what we pretty much ended with. So Evo in the back, we finally got the Evo 9 4G63 in the back. Obviously super dirty, needs a lot of work, but it still runs, nothing's wrong with it. We just need to go ahead and refurbish it with new components. We got the toolbox all set up. I got the jack stands, I got everything just kind of more organized. We got a couple parts, we got the half radiator, the catch can set up, and a bunch of parts on that side. So like I said, it's small progress, but it's progress, and it sets the foundation. It gives me a lot of motivation because now we kind of have something to work with, right? So once the parts come in, I'll go ahead and update you guys with the following video. Again, guys, I'm not here to rush this. I'm going to take my time with it, and hopefully you guys appreciate you know, the effort that I try to put into this build, into these videos, and into you guys, because at the end of the day, I love doing this, but it's no easy task. So again, slow and steady wins the race. This is the lesson of this car. This is the story behind the car, that even though we want to finish, sometimes we just can't delay the process, and we got to trust the process. And we also got to put in the work, money, and effort just to get it done. So it's going to get done. Again, huge shout out to anyone that's been, you know, following along for a while, and I appreciate you guys very much. I appreciate every single one of you guys that has ever shown support in any way or form, and let's keep the ball rolling. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.